Happy Friday and welcome to the Weekender once again, friends and family. And a special shout out to my daughter. It's her 23rd birthday. Happy birthday, Nyla, and enjoy Las Vegas. Well, friends and family, if you're looking for a really good movie on Netflix this weekend, man, I highly recommend The Harder They Fall. It is a great cowboy, old school style. And if you're looking for sports this weekend, boy, do the Warriors have a really good matchup tonight. They have Chicago Bulls in town. And guess what? It should be jam-packed with action. Two top teams, one from the East, one from the West. As you can see, I'm out in the backyard. It is just such a beautiful day. I figured I'd come out and enjoy the outside and videotape a little bit outside. So, also going on, the happenings in Vegas. You know, we got a really big thing going on in Vegas this weekend. Well, we got the, Days in Vegas. That's a nice concert that all the young kids are going to. But we got a super powerful matchup this weekend against the Kansas City Chiefs. So it's for first place. We'll see how the Raiders do. They've been having it kind of rocky lately. Hopefully they can rock the Chiefs. Well, this weekend's topic, it is a really interesting topic. Can you afford that house? Now, when I say can you afford that house, we're not talking about can you afford the mortgage payment. What we're talking about is, can you afford the cigar hobby? Can you afford the nails and lunch date with the girls every Friday and afford that mortgage payment? These are some of the things that might affect you if you're thinking about buying a house that you might want to consider, can I afford that house? Well, the first thing a lot of people need to, really kind of consider how much mortgage they want to take on is travel. Travel is really important to a lot of people. Where do you want to go? How long a trips you want to take? And how much money do you need? You want to consider all these kind of factors when you're buying a house, because you don't want to be sitting in a house being totally miserable because you can't travel because you decide to buy a house. Another thing, can you afford this house? Green thumb. Do you have a green thumb? You can see we're outside in this backyard. It is a lot of work to take on a backyard. You have to like being outside. You have to like landscaping. If you don't enjoy gardening, you might want to tack on an extra $100 that is going to cost you for a landscaper. That's one of your costs. A pool in a yard like this, a pool would be ideal. But when it comes to a pool, they're really nice to jump in and have a really good time and have the friends and family over. But we want to consider some things. You got pool maintenance, you have servicing, you have the energy cost, and plus an added insurance cost as far as your insurance is considered. Now, don't get me wrong, pools are nice, but they do add to that monthly payment that you would have to put out. Another thing you might want to consider, do you want to start a family anytime soon? Starting a family. Wow, we know what that's all about. When it comes to children, you got to think about how much health care is. You got to think about how much child care is if you're going to, have a babysitter, and all the other things, from activities to all the things that's required from schools to college that's required when you start to take on a family. Another thing you might want to consider, and this was a big one for me, hit home, concerts, entertainment. Entertainment is another thing when it comes to concerts, sporting events, the movies. You have to kind of put all that into your budget, and you kind of could afford it, but do we want to give up the movies? Do we want to give up the concert? Do we want to give up the season tickets? These are things that you should have a conversation with yourself, or your partner, whoever it might be. And the last thing that we're going to talk about is retirement. When you're in your 20s and 30s, you probably should be putting away anywhere from 10 to 15% for retirement. And that's on the average. Now, if you take on a mortgage, will you be able to do the same thing? Now, don't get me wrong. A house is a long-term investment, and it does help in retirement years if you do plan on staying there for 30 years and paying it off. But at the end of the day, it's something that you might want to consider. So again, everybody have a wonderful weekend. I thank you for tuning in to The Weekender. You can always reach me at the number that's on the screen there. Thank you for subscribing, and I look forward to seeing you next weekend.